In this video, I'm going to walk you through some multi-step measurement problems and give you some strategies for solving these because they tend to be the trickier ones. So on this page, we have lots of different measurement conversions all mixed up together. This first one says Diego drinks 16 ounces of his favorite sport drink every day after soccer practice for 2 weeks. How many quarts? I know I'm going to have to do some converting to quarts of the sport drink does Diego consume in 2 weeks? Well, I know he does 16 ounces in 1 day. So the first thing I have to do is think about 2 weeks is 14 days. So if 1 day is 16 ounces, the first thing I want to do is multiply 16 times 14 to figure out how many ounces he drinks in 2 weeks. 6 times 4 is 24, 4, 5, 6. Add your placeholder 0, 6, 1. Add these up. And I have 224 fluid ounces. They didn't put the fluid ounces here. I wish that they did because you need to make sure you're not confusing it with weight. Now I'm going to convert 224 fluid ounces, and I'm going to change it to cups first. So I'm going small to big. I divide the pig. I know there's 8 fluid ounces in a cup, so I'm going to have to do some division here and do 224 divided by 8. Scratch paper is going to be your friend for these activities because they just take a little bit of working out the problems and extra steps. So I have 64, 8 times 8, 64, so I have 28 cups. But I'm going for quarts, so I have to do one more conversions. I'm going to do 28 cups to quarts. This is my big. I'm going small to big. So I divide the pig, and I know there's 4 cups in 1 quart, because if you think about the big Q has 2 P's and each P has 2 C's, there's 4 cups in a quart. So 28 divided by 4 is 7. So my answer for this one is 7 quarts. You can see here, this had a lot of work just around this one problem, so be really careful on these. Scratch paper would be how I would work this out with my students if they were working about it. This one is another tricky one. A rancher is putting a fence around a square animal pen. The perimeter of the pen is 32 feet. Well, we know if it's a square, if the perimeter is 32, and it's a square, each side is the same. That means 4 times something equals 32. I already am seeing here my side length is going to be 8 for my square. The fence posts will be 16 inches apart. Okay, I've already gone from feet to inches, so I know if one side is 8 feet, I'm going to have to multiply it times 12 to figure out the number of inches. She starts by putting 1 fence post at each corner of the pen. How many fence posts does she use altogether? So on this one, it's a really tricky one. The first thing I need to do is convert this 8 feet into inches. So I circle my big, I'm going big to small, multiply all, there's 12 inches in a foot, and I know that 12 times 8 is 96. But I've got these fence posts that are 16 inches apart, and I'm going to have a post here and a post here, and I've got to figure out how many 16-inch sections are in between this post and this post. So now I'm going to do 96 divided by 16 to figure out the number of 16-inch sections in one side of the fence. So this is where you're going to have to do your estimating to try to figure out. I know 16 is kind of close to 20. So if I think about how many times 20 can go into 100, that's 5 times. But it's a little short, so I'm probably going to do 16 times 6 and just make a guess. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. What do you know? So I know I'm going to have 6 sections of 16 inches, so I'm going to have 6 posts. And I have 4 sides that are going to have these posts. So when I do this, I'm going to have 6 times 4. I'm going to have 24 posts, because each side can be divided up into 6 16-inch sections. This one's a little simpler. A koala weighs 20 pounds. In her pouch, she carries a joey that weighs 20 ounces. What is the combined weight? So I'm adding of the adult koala and her joey in ounces. So first things first, 20 lb equals blank oz. I'm going big to small, so I multiply all. There's 16 ounces in a pound. Well, I know 16 times 2 is 32, and I'm going to add on my 0 and ship it over. So I have 320 ounces plus baby Joey is a total of 340 ounces. So that one was a little simpler. This next one, it says on Friday, 32 students in Mr. Tanika's class are each served 12 ounces of milk for lunch. How many quarts of milk are served to the class on Friday? Well, each kid gets 6 ounces. So first thing is I'm going to figure out total number of ounces served. 6 times 2 is 12. 18 plus 1 is 19. So I've got 192 ounces. Now I'm going to do 192 ounces and convert it to cups. Going small to big, I divide the pig. There's 8 ounces in a cup. So I'm going to have to do some division here. 8 will go into 19 2 times, and 32 divided by 8 is 4. So I've got 24 cups here, but I'm not done. I've got to change it into quarts. So I'm going to write down the second step, 24 cups into blank quarts. Circle your big. Going small to big, I divide the pig. I know from my picture I drew here, I've got 4 cups in a quart. 24 divided by 4 is 6. So my answer is 6 quarts. So I wanted to go through this so you could see all the steps I'm doing. These multi-step problems are usually where kids struggle, but you can see I'm just breaking down all the steps and going through one by one to figure out the solution. I hope that helps.